Wow. I am shocked. Absolutely shocked for what we've seen tonight. Holy crap. So you had the Knights lead 20-0. The Newcastle Knights led 20-0. And they got run down by the Titans 24 points to 20. And then you had the Broncos lead the Rabbitohs at Accor Stadium 14-0. And then the Rabbitohs come back, get it to 14-all. Latrell kicks a 2-point field goal in the rain from about 48 meters out. And then when we all thought the game was over, Latrell was playing dead with them, and he just ends up scoring a try. Absolutely insane. Friday Night Football was wild. Wow. Comeback Friday Night Football, I guess. What do you want to call it? Choking Friday Night Football, miracle Friday Night Football. It was quite extraordinary. But ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys are all doing well for this Friday night. Hope you guys, I appreciate you all for tuning in as always. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And appreciate you all for tuning in. I want to acknowledge the live chat for a moment. Hello to Luke, Melbourne Storm fan. Hello to Rishi. Hello to Josh and Jason. Hello to George. Hello to Lismore Garbo. Who else we got in the chat here? Luke, Melbourne Storm fan is here. Will Storm fan. Jason Reader. We got Heather in the chat. Hope everyone's doing well. I really hope you are all doing well. Just quickly want to note as well, if you're a Cowboys supporter and you're not going to the game and you want to watch someone, do a bit of a live reaction to the game, make sure you tune into my live stream tomorrow night. I'm going to be doing a live reaction, a live stream watch along, which is basically my live reaction to the Cowboys-Panthers game tomorrow night. That's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. I'm a little bit worried now because we got a few out tomorrow, but always back the boys no matter what. But that's tomorrow night, guys. I'll advertise that more on Instagram, and you guys can tune in to that tomorrow night if you want to see my reaction to the Cowboys-Panthers game as it's on live. Should be a lot of fun. We love Nick's live reactions. Oh, mate, the Cowboys ones are the best. Everyone tunes in, whether we're winning or losing. It's good fun. Hello to Bosky. Hello to the greatest, everyone that's watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, guys. That's the important part. Like and subscribe. I want to talk about the first game, Newcastle versus Gold Coast. Again, this game was where do I even begin? This match was terrible. A horrible game of football. Two bottom four teams. The quality was dreadful. I know the last 15 minutes was exciting, but the Knights and the Titans are two bottom four teams. Absolutely dreadful. The Knights are a joke. The Knights are an absolute joke. How do you lead 20-0 in front of your home faithful up there in Newcastle, or down there in Newcastle for me, because I'm up further from Newcastle, but how do you lead 20-0 in front of your home fans and you get run down 24-20 to a team that's been in the media all week for all the wrong reasons? The whole sack Dez, sack David Fafita, and everything else. Just insane. I can't believe the Titans won. Now, if you guys watch my tipping video, you will see that I did tip the Titans to win, and I am very happy with that tip. I believe I did well. I did very well to tip the Titans, and I nailed it. But when they were down 20-0, I wasn't all that confident. But I was sitting there watching it with I was sitting there watching it with some family members, and I thought to myself, if the Titans score and get it back to 20-16, 20-18, I'm like, they will win this game. They will. They will literally win this game. And they did. They got away with a miracle play there in the final couple of minutes. I think Khan Pereira kept the ball in field and Brimson was there to score. It was a weird old game. It was a game of two halves. The Knights had all the possession in the first half. I think the Titans gave away 5 penalties in the opening 20 minutes and a couple of 6 agains. And then obviously Newcastle had a 20-6 lead at half time. And then the Titans started to get a few things their way. They had a few 6 agains and a few penalties in their way, like in their favour. And they found some points, man. Philip Sami got a double. AJ Brimson got a double. And for the Knights, tries to Dylan Lucas, Fletcher Sharp, and Matt Croker. So, yeah, it was a wild old game. It really was. The Knights almost held on, but credit to the Titans, man. Credit to the Titans. They did very well to win this game, and you just got to say well done to them. Standout players, they obviously we'll start with the Knights, who I thought was good for them. I thought James Schiller was really good. I thought he played really well. I thought Bradman Best had some good moments, but Bradman Best has got to learn to pass the freaking ball. Doesn't pass it enough. Fletcher Sharp was good. Jacob Saifidi, probably one of his best games of the year. He was outstanding. Leo Thompson was good in I think it was his second game back. Dylan Lucas, fantastic. Frizzell had some good carries with the ball. Adam Elliott off the bench did some very good things. And look, as for the Titans, I thought Philip Sami, Brian Kelly were good. No, you know what? I'm actually really happy for Brian Kelly because Brian Kelly last week at Magic Round had an absolute shocker against the Bulldogs, and I was a little bit surprised that he didn't get dropped, but he was given an opportunity to bounce back. I thought Kelly was really good in this game. He played a lot better. I thought Jalen DeGroot, the young fullback, he had some good moments. Set up a nice try there for Sami. Thought AJ Brimson was outstanding in this game. I thought Brimson was great. Jaden Campbell did some good things in his return, but probably needs to control the side a bit better. Campbell Gillard was dreadful. I don't know what's happened to Campbell Gillard, but he's not the player he once was. He was terrible in this game. Bo Fermor, very good. Tino Fasul Malawi played 70 minutes, 244 run meters, man. Tino was out. It was incredible. He really was. And off the bench, everyone from the bench had under 31 meters. So, yeah, the bench for the Titans wasn't good. Tino really, really carried the Titans tonight. He played well. I'm not sure what the Knights, I'm not sure where they go from here. Obviously, they were able to score a couple of tries, but they were, the Knights were dreadful. And, you got to say the Titans deserved it in the end. Newcastle threw the game away and the Titans capitalised. So, fair play to them. Player of the game. I'm really torn between Brimson and Tino. And for the Knights, probably Dylan Lucas, to be honest. Actually, no. Jacob Saifidi probably for the Knights. So, Saifidi, Tino, and Brimson. Take your pick for player of the game out of those three. I'm going to give it to Tino. Tino was great. He was 244 meters or something. He was pretty incredible. So Tino is my player of the game. And the Titans come from behind win over the Newcastle Knights. Well done to them. And the other game that just finished, Rabbitohs 22, Broncos 14. This game was just bizarre. It was bizarro world, to be honest. Absolute bizarro world. I don't even know where to begin for this one. So for the Broncos, you had Jordan Ricky scored the first try of the game. Dean Mariner got one. And it was 14-0 Brisbane at halftime. And it looked like the Broncos were going to win the game. But to be fair, when they were up 14-0, it wasn't a convincing 14-0. It wasn't a comfortable 14-0. It felt like the Broncos were just doing enough. They weren't, they didn't look intimidating. They didn't look that impressive. And the Rabbitohs started the second half off very well, man. Havili's try early on to get it back to 14-6 really made a game of this. And then obviously Isaiah Tass got one. Kotoni Staggs' missed tackle on Tass there for the Tass try was diabolical, to be honest with you. Like, Staggs is... Oh, we'll get to Staggs in a little bit. I've got some harsh things to say about Kotoni, but Tass's try on him was really soft, really soft. And then I think there was a penalty there in the last 10 minutes or 8 minutes, whatever it was. And then Latrell leveled the game at 14-all. And then fair income, 3 minutes on the clock. Latrell Mitchell, from about 48 meters out, has a shot at a 2-point field goal in the rain. The ground was slippery. It looked like it was miserable conditions. The ball was wet. The ground was wet. And the fact that he was able to kick it from that far out, no problem, was very impressive. Latrell Mitchell, 48-meter field goal. It's a 2-pointer. Souths go up 16-14. And then I think they're on the attack, and then they hand the ball over. And then I think they threw a pass, and then the Broncos knocked the ball on. And then the Rabbitohs got onto it, and they were just winding down the clock. And then with about full-time siren goes, Latrell, it looks like he's just given up on the play. And the Broncos players clocked off when the game was over. Latrell just picks it up and scores. It was quite insane. And then obviously, he got the conversion. Not that it really mattered if he scored or not. The game was over. Rabbitohs win 22 points to 14. Crazy. Crazy stuff. Comebacks in both games. You had the Knights lead 20-0, get run down 24-20. And you had the Broncos lead 14-0 and get run down 22-14. Just... like I said before, bizarro stuff, man. Absolute bizarro world. I've got no word. Absolutely no words for it, to be honest. Now, Kotoni Staggs. I'm not sure what's happened to Kotoni Staggs. I don't know if he's just out of form or what it is, but he has been absolutely shocking the last few weeks. Like, Kotoni Staggs is one of those players where I look at him, he's a strike center, he's a quality player. He just re-signed as well, which I think he's on about $700,000 a year, if not more. So he's got a good deal to play in the centers. And tonight, Tass outplayed him. Last week, he was embarrassed by Luke Garner. Obviously, the game against the Bulldogs was good because they won, but to be fair, if you go back and watch that game between the Broncos and the Bulldogs in round 8, Staggs didn't do a whole lot in that game. It was fairly quiet. He wasn't that good. Wasn't that good in that game. And in New Zealand as well, he didn't play well. And the Roosters game, there's been a few games here where the last time Kotoni Staggs really exploded was probably the Dolphins game in round 4. So I'm not sure if he's reading his own press with the whole, re-signing with the Broncos on a good contract, good deal. I don't know if he's read his own press or he's just out of form, but he needs a big game, Kotoni Staggs. He's been shocking now for at least 5 weeks. So definitely some concerns going forward there, but he has a good opportunity next week to bounce back. He takes on Kotoni Staggs will be running at Val Holmes next week. So that'll be a good game for Kotoni to try and get back into some form. But gee whiz, the Broncos in general, man, they've got some concerns. I think Ben Hunt went off with a hamstring injury. So if Ezra Mam gets through Queensland Cup all good on Sunday, then no doubt he'll be in the team next week for a game against the Dragons. And I've been saying this. I said this at the start of the year. Carrigan has to go to 13. They can't keep him in the front row anymore. They got to get Carrigan back to 13. Jensen and Haas in the starting side. Nothing against Kobe Hetherington, but for the Broncos' balance with the way they play, they need to get Carrigan back to lock forward, get Payne in the front row with either Jensen or Willison, whichever way they like. Like they need to get that sorted out because with Carrigan and Kobe on at the same time, they just seem to ball play too much, get in each other's way, and the combinations just don't look to be working. So they need to get that sorted out, in my opinion. But, credit to the Rabbitohs. They had a lot of players out tonight. Once again, still no Cody Walker, no Jack White, and no Alex Johnson. Totola was dropped. Mamazulis was out. Cam Murray's still out. He's out for the year, I think. So I'm sure there's more that I missed. But you look at South's injury toll at the moment, it's probably the most in the whole competition. And they were paying like $3.70 to win tonight. So if you tip South, then well done. But they were given, South weren't given much of a chance tonight. And they ended up getting it done in the end. So credit to them. But the players who I thought were great, like obviously you look at the Rabbitohs, like Latrell Mitchell, probably the best player on the field. He was outstanding. You also had guys like Isaiah Tass, who was outstanding tonight. Lachlan Hubner in defense, just the workhorse. Keon in the front row just wouldn't stop trying. And then you look at the Broncos side of things. Payne Haas, outstanding, even though he got injured early. He came back. I thought Mariner was very good on the wing. Hunt Reynolds probably didn't do enough, to be honest with you. I thought Peter Cora was good in the back row. Fletcher Baker had some good runs, but it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough in the end. And you got to take your hat off to the Broncos and say, to the Rabbitohs, and say congratulations. Like, great effort from the Rabbitohs. Player of the game, I think you've got to go Latrell Mitchell. Best player on the field, especially the 2-point field goal to level it up, and then the try at the end, which didn't really matter, but obviously you'll take that sort of stuff any day of the week. I think for the Broncos, Michael Maguire, the coach, he will be pissed off. And there are going to be some question marks for sure. But credit to the Rabbitohs. Great win from them. I'm looking forward to seeing how they go next week. But anyway, guys, that's the review wrapped up. Thanks for watching. Like I said, I'll be live tomorrow for the Cowboys-Panthers live stream watch-along. So make sure you tune in to that tomorrow night. I think it's 7:20 we're starting it. I'll have to double-check the stream, but it should be good tomorrow night. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. See you guys tomorrow. See you tomorrow.